The Dawn, The Rise of AI Chronicles. Written by Ray N. Kuili. Narrated by Ray Conley. Story 1. Friendship Guaranteed. "So, what now?" Brandon asked. "Now we wait," said Joshua. As always, he seemed completely undisturbed by inconveniences. "We've been sitting here for 20 minutes. Because someone wanted to be here 15 minutes ahead of time. Well, maybe that's because someone knows this is our last chance." "Nah," Joshua said nonchalantly. "There are always more chances. We'll figure something out." Brandon huffed. "That's what you said when those stupid hats started blowing up." "Really? Stupid hats? What happened to the brilliant next-generation virtual reality device? And wasn't it your idea to bet on it? I don't remember you coming up with better ideas." Joshua shrugged and took a peanut from a fancy peanut bowl. "My job is to code. Yours is to make our baby shine." "Yeah, looks like this baby is turning out pretty ugly." Joshua reached for another peanut. "Nothing worse than a grumpy optimist." "Whoever said I was an optimist?" Brandon asked. He looked sourly at the picturesque San Francisco Bay outside, studded with white dots of boats. The offices of Winsfield Capital had a view and interior that fully matched the size of the company's portfolio. "You did. Pessimists don't decide to throw away a year of their life to create a new social network. Not in this day and age." Brandon huffed again. "You had to rub it in." Joshua smiled. "Do me a favor. Don't make those piggy sounds when we talk to Winsfield." "If we talk to Winsfield," Brandon corrected. He shuffled colorful magazines spread on a shining coffee table in front of him. "Why do they even bother putting all this stuff here? Anybody waiting would be on their phone anyway." "Maybe to remind you who you're dealing with," Joshua pondered, pointing at the magazine that was peeking from the middle of the stack. Brandon took the magazine out. "Right," he said, looking at the face on the cover. "The Kingmaker of Silicon Valley." He threw the magazine back on the table. "If only." "Well, this time he is seeing us," Joshua said. "Beats me why, but he is." "Maybe he doesn't still know about—" Brandon didn't finish. Instead, he got up. "Good afternoon, Mr. Winsfield." Gordon Winsfield looked every bit like his picture on the cover. Tall, lean, and impeccably dressed. He was offering a smile any startup founder in every one of the 50 states would deem worthy of a significant chunk of equity. "Gentlemen," he said, extending his hand, "my sincere apologies for keeping you waiting. Shall we?" "That's fine," he said 2 minutes later, once they sat down in a conference room with a full-wall view of the bay, and Brandon started with their pitch. "I know what you do. I know who you are." Brandon sighed. "Then you probably know what problem we face." "I wouldn't call it a problem," Winsfield said softly. "An opportunity?" Brandon suggested. "Not really. Feels more like a death sentence to your project." "Well, we don't really see it that way," Brandon started. "After all—" Winsfield stopped him with a gesture. "Then you are either lying to me or, worse, to yourselves. Allow me to summarize. You've spent almost 2 years building a social network that would be leaner, smarter, and simpler to use than the 800-pound gorilla we all know about. You knew that without a seed user base, it had no chances of taking off, so you bet all your resources on the latest gimmick, that virtual reality device from the VI guys. You poured all of your resources into that, and were about to launch right after they did. And a week after their launch, their helmets left the brains of a few users in a medium-rare condition. Now you have no money and no viable launch strategy. Did I get anything wrong?" "That helmet wasn't a gimmick," Brandon said sourly. "It was supposed to be a different level of immersive experience." Winsfield shook his head with a flawless haircut. "When you're building a system that connects people, there's only one fundamental feature you compete on. Everything else is a gimmick." "Attention?" Joshua asked. "Emotions. Attention is easy. But if you give users a new way to get emotions, they're yours. And no tin hat can give you that." "All right," said Brandon. "You are correct. We've almost run out of money. And if we launch without something big, we don't have a chance to stand out. We're at the end of our rope, and you know it. Then why see us now? You refused to see us a year ago." "Because now you have something I may need. A well-made social network ready to go. And with my help, you do have an opportunity, which, coincidentally, is much bigger than anything that helmet could have ever given you."
This has been a sample of Friendship Guaranteed. The full book is now available on Audible, Amazon, and Apple Books. You can find the links in the description below. Thank you for listening.